Today's topic of conversation is a fun one. Today we're talking about this. This is what the rumored iPhone Fold is going to look like. Now, I got my hands on one of these 3D printed model render thingies, and this is what it looks like. And let's kind of break down what it's going to look like. Are we gonna like it? Are we gonna hate it? Why it has an odd looking shape, and a lot more. So my name is Danesh. This is the iPhone Fold, and let's jump right in. All right, so the first thing you will notice about the iPhone Fold, of course, is its shape. Compared to regular foldables, so let's say this is the Samsung Z Fold 7, it has a very, very unique shape. Now, one thing you need to understand is that while Samsung is absolute king of foldables and deserves that crown, one of the reasons a foldable looks like this is so that the foldable maintains the smartphone sort of look that we are all used to. But with Apple, as per rumors, what they seem to be doing is going down the path of this sort of shape. Now this one, the Fold, is a aspect ratio where it is a 20 or 21:9. And in this particular case, what Apple seems to be going for is a 4:3, which is like almost a square. Now, why they would do this is something that we need to understand, which is that I think that Apple being Apple, they love to categorize their devices, right? Oh, the 16E is the affordable phone, and the Pro is for the pros, and the 17 is, for the everyday person. And I think that they're going to be like, oh, if you want to work, if you want to be productive, you need one of these. And I think that's where they're kind of going with this aspect ratio, because if we talk about typing, now y'all got to play along with the imagination a little, all right? Just help me out here. But if you were to type on this, the typing experience would be extremely comfortable because of how wide this is. If you were to read on this, reading would be extremely comfortable because of that wide screen. And that is where I'm most interested, because obviously the rest of the software and stuff is going to be optimized for this wider screen, so I'm not worried about that. Where it is going to be a bit of a party is social media, because social media on this is going to look extremely wide. Because if we take as an example social media as it is right now, you'll notice that the main sort of screen here fits perfectly fine. But if you were to take this full screen, you see how much of the screen is going to be missing. And I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. Now, what is Apple going to do here? So is Apple going to say that, okay, social media will like sort of be thinner there and that way the whole thing fits in? Or will it be a choice for you to expand? Because like, let's take Instagram. Instagram wasn't the fastest to update to aspect ratios. I mean, even today, where on the Z Fold 7, it looks like this and it completely fits. If you were to open the phone up, they did update it with this little sidebar over here, and that will be fine on the foldable screen. But how is it going to look on this front screen is my biggest curiosity. That's the one that I can't really understand. Now, when we open up this thing, we are rumored to have a 7.6 or 7.8 inch display. Bezels and stuff are still a question. Obviously, please ignore this. This is just for the 3D print. But if you look at it this way, you'll realize that this looks exactly like another Apple device. And that is just like an iPad mini. So expect a smaller version of the iPad mini to sort of be in action over here. This is the iPad mini and this is the Fold, and they're pretty much the same. Now, what's the trick here is that the rumor is that working with Samsung Display, they have figured out a way to remove the crease. Now, I have said this from day one of foldables, the crease disappears, guys. It always does, right? If you're using the phone like this, no crease. It's just that when you look for it, you find and see that crease. But again, Apple being Apple, so the rumor says that they have figured out a way to create a no crease experience with something called a laser drilled support plate structure. So I'm guessing some sort of plate that pushes that crease up and creates that flat nature. Now we know this is true because Samsung Display at CES showed off a display like this, but working with Samsung, they seem to have figured it out. So definitely excited to see what that's going to be like, because maybe social media will be better here. So this is the horizontal format, this is the vertical one. So maybe in this vertical format is where social media will kind of look and feel a little better. But apart from that, again, very book style feel because of that wideness, because of that width, very book style feel, which I really, really like. And I think that, again, reading here, working here on this wider screen is going to be much nicer. And YouTube is going to almost fit completely, because if y'all did not know, again, if y'all don't use foldables, so this is what it looks like, right? If I were to put this screen next to it, you'll see how much smaller the bars are going to be and how much bigger the screen itself is going to be, right? So YouTube is going to look much nicer on this sort of foldable format, which is something that I'm genuinely excited for. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying this video, please do support the channel, because getting my hands on things like this and, you know, talking about it and putting these videos out is a lot of work for me, and any support you provide just encourages me further. So definitely keep that going. And moving on. Next up on the back, we also see the cameras. Now, there are supposed to be only 2 cameras, which means that they will put the ultra wide as well as the regular wide, because they will not put the telephoto because, well, there seems to be no, well, space for it, because now that they use the periscope style, and considering the fact on how thin this thing is. Now, when it comes to thinness, it seems to be good news, because this is pretty much the same thinness as the Z Fold 7, which is just under 9 millimeters. And even when you open both up, so let me just open these up here, the thinness is pretty much the same. So I think that that's definitely something to be excited for, and the fact that even though this is Apple's first foldable, it will not be a fat one. It's going to be odd in the pocket for sure. If I put this in my pocket right now, because of the lightness, I don't feel it, but it is going to be an odd one in the pocket. Apart from that, we do also seem to have weirdly positioned volume rockers, which is on top. We do have a power button, which seems way too high in my opinion, if this is where it's going to be. But it's also bringing back Touch ID, because there is no place for your Face ID sensors. I'm terribly disappointed by that, because I'm a huge Face ID fan. We will have one camera on the front and one camera on the inside as well. But yeah, I do wish that Face ID was there. But I think in choosing the thinness of the phone, it won't be there. That being said, I also think MagSafe is going to be missing. Now, it would have seemed like that's a crazy thing, but then the SE also has, sorry, the iPhone, the 16E has it missing. We do hope that the 17E, which should be out by the time this video is out, but we do hope the S17E has it, but I think that this one is going to be missing MagSafe. I'll put that down as one of my predictions. Now, as far as rumors on specs go, I'm not going to jump too much into that. We expect the A20 series, most probably the Pro. We'll expect, I guess, RAM and stuff should be fine. Storage will be up to 1 terabyte. But apart from that, battery, I'm not sure. Rumors suggest that it could be upwards of 5,000 because of the space in both the panels and considering what they did with the iPhone Air, but I will wait on that one. I think it'll be sub 5,000 at like 4,800 or so, but hey Apple, I'd love it if you prove me wrong. And last but not least, of course, is the price. The rumored price is about $2,000 to $2,500. My prediction is $2,500 for sure. Apple is gonna milk the fact that this is their first foldable and the first time they mix between the phone and tablet space. So that is to be seen as well. There will definitely be no stylus support because of the softness of the inner display that will be there. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to see iPhones foldable. You guys let me know what you think, because based on that, I can create more content and we can kind of have a discussion on where this is going, because we're quite a few months ahead. This is rumored for Q3 of 2026. But until then, my name is Danesh. We should have a lot of content flowing through, and I will see you in the next one.